Hey guys, it's me, Jessie from Jessie on a Journey, and for Christmas I got a green screen, so you might be seeing some more videos on this channel. I know I'm not that great about posting, but now I'm gonna try to get better. I tend to post more ASMR videos on my ASMR channel, which I'll link to below, um, but I really want to play around more with the green screen, so I decided that today I would tell you about my favorite places to get chocolate in New York City. There are so many choices, and yeah, it can be hard to narrow it down. It's actually said that Katharine Hepburn had 1 pound of chocolate per day, and that's what she accredited her everlasting beauty to. I can't say if that is true or not, but I do know that chocolate is really delicious, especially when you get it from artisan purveyors. So some of my favorite places. One would be Max Brunner, right near Union Square. I know he is sort of very trendy and everyone likes him and knows him and goes to him, and he has outposts in other countries, but it's for good reason. The chocolate is so good. The hot chocolate is literally just like liquid heaven. When you walk into the shop, the restaurant, there's a shop right in the beginning. It has like all different kinds of chocolate treats and syringes and cool truffles and just kind of unusual chocolate products that are fun to look at. My favorite thing there is the chocolate pizza. It has, I believe it's chocolate milk and white chocolate chunks. There's hazelnut bits, peanut butter that's melted on top, and then marshmallow. It's just really good dessert pizza. They also have really good fondues. Kind of like a sweet and savory menu of chocolate things. It's not just like chocolates and fondue. It's they have, like actual meals with chocolates infused too. They have a really good chocolate tea that's not too much. It just has like a really decent amount of a chocolate flavor for tea. That's really good. Another place I really love, especially if you're going on a date or if you're with a girlfriend, like, you want to catch up, is Sweet Revenge in the West Village. Now, it's really small, so it can be a little bit difficult to get a table. I'm not sure if they accept reservations, but I think it's worth it to just call ahead and even if they don't accept reservations, to say, hey, when do you think would be the best time to come? It's really cozy. And what the owner does is, like, she used to work in the marketing industry. I've actually met with her and learned her story. She was like, corporate America, and she just, she hated it. It was really tiring. She didn't feel like she loved it. And she actually ended up getting laid off, and it ended up being kind of the best thing that could happen to her because she was able to pursue her real passions, which was baking. And what she wanted to do was kind of not just bake artisanal cupcakes, but offer people something fun. And she says that in the beginning people thought it was a bit weird until they tried it, and then they loved it. So I don't even think I told you what she does yet. She pairs cupcakes with lesser known beers and wines. She's expanded now. She's been doing this for a while, but she also pairs with brunch and meals and savory snacks. So the theme is kind of eat, drink, and be merry for all the menus. My favorite menu is still the original artisan cupcake menu with the wine and beer pairing. And she has a bunch of rotating cupcakes as well as some that are always on the menu. My favorite that I've tried, I haven't tried every single cupcake, but I really love the Sweet Revenge cupcake, the namesake cupcake. It is peanut butter cake with a ganache center and a peanut butter fudge frosting. It's really good. And she pairs it with an Argentinian Malbec, and it just goes really well together. Argentinian Malbec tends to have chocolate notes, so that complements really well. And it also has a lot of dark fruit aromas and tastes, so it's just perfect. I mean, if you think about like chocolate covered cherries, this is the kind of thing that'll be happening in your mouth if you try this one. It's really good. She has like candlelit tables too. It's a really cute thing. They have a happy hour where they do a discount pairing menu, so that's worth checking out as well. Another really interesting place for people who like not just chocolate but dessert is called Prohibition Bakery in the Lower East Side. Now, these are two women. One was a baker and one was a mixologist, I believe, and they kind of put together their skills to create something really unique, because when we think of cooking with alcohol, typically the alcohol leaves what you're cooking because when you cook it evaporates. Well, what they do is they make mini cupcakes that have alcohol in them, and the flavors of the alcohol actually stay in. In fact, if you're under 21, you cannot eat their cupcakes. And it's really interesting. They do a lot of creative things, and what's interesting is, say you get a margarita cupcake or a dark and stormy cupcake. You're not getting a cupcake that sort of tastes like those things. You're getting a cupcake that literally tastes like a dark and stormy or a margarita. And they do some interesting things. I can't remember what it was, but they did one with like cigar and something that was really interesting. My favorite cupcake there is the pretzels and beer. It's really about sweet and savory. Kind of the first bite, you might be a little like, I don't get it, for a second. And then your second bite, you're just like, by the end, you want more. It's hard to describe. The cupcake has 6-point sweet ale, Nutella, pretzel, and white truffle, which is a little bit weird, but it adds like a bit of a buttery flavor. It's really good, and even if you don't like it, it's definitely like nothing else you've ever tried. Another place that I really like that I actually just discovered last weekend is the Chocolate Room in Cobble Hill. I believe they have maybe 1 or 2 other locations, but I went to the one in Cobble Hill in Brooklyn. So my new thing is every weekend, maybe not every single weekend, but maybe 2 or 3 weekends a month, I'm going to attempt to just get on the train, get off somewhere, and explore a neighborhood that I don't know that well in New York City, because I have a bad habit of kind of sticking to Bushwick, Williamsburg, and the Lower East Side, which are all really close, really bikeable, which I got a bike tattoo recently. I guess I'll keep it down for you guys, but yeah. And just where I know everything, so I need to branch out of that. So recently I went to Cobble Hill and roamed around, and I discovered the Chocolate Room, which was so awesome. You walk in, on the left there's, the staff. When I was there, it was all girls. They're actually behind the counter just kind of making the homemade chocolates. To the right there was this wooden shelving with their homemade chocolate bars wrapped in pretty butcher paper. And if you walk a little bit in the back, there's these cute round tables with marble tops, art on the wall. It reminded me of something that's a bit Parisian. They have a bar with alcohol as well. They have like ports, Madeira, stouts, really, really good drinks to pair with dessert. So what I was obsessed with there, and actually what I liked too, is when I sat down, the server, who was a guy, brought me not a huge piece, but just a tiny taste of their chocolate almond cake that they had just made, which I thought was really nice. And what's cool about them is everything's homemade. They make like their own caramel and everything. The coffee is fair trade. They're really about sustainability and high quality, so everything you get will be good. What I love, because I am obsessed with coffee and I am obsessed with chocolate, is the Lau Cafe, or Lou Cafe, L-O-U, and it's part fair trade coffee, part Belgian dark chocolate melted, like a hot chocolate, and blended together. Oh my goodness. And what I like, because I see coffee as sort of a necessity sometimes, and chocolate is a treat, so this kind of made me feel a little bit less guilty than I would have drinking just a full cup of just melted chocolate straight into your veins. Really good, but guilty. This edged the guilt off a little bit, so that was cool. Again, really kind of a cute romantic spot in Cobble Hill, and Cobble Hill's awesome. It's on Court Street, and Court Street has, you know, some great restaurants and bars, but it also has antique shops, little boutiques, a great bookstore, book court, really good bookstore, toy shops. It's really cute. So it's really, really awesome neighborhood if you have a day in New York City and you want to do something a little bit off the beaten path, because, you know, people visiting New York City don't really come into Brooklyn unless they're going to maybe Williamsburg. So it's another option. And the subway is Smith 9th. You can get off there and just wander. Another place that I want to mention is in Bushwick, where I live. It's called Fine and Raw, and what they focus on is raw and partially raw chocolate, meaning it's cooked at an extremely low heat. And a lot of these places I actually wrote posts on, so I'll include links below, so you can get more information if you want to know more about raw chocolate or anything like that. So this kind of chocolate's a bit different. I actually bought their melted chocolate for dipping for Christmas, and it was sort of like, I really loved it. Definitely has more of a cacao flavor, really like more natural, like more nutty. Some people didn't like it because it's not, you know, what they're accustomed to, but it's definitely something really unique and worth trying. So they source their chocolate from Madagascar, Colombia, and Ghana, and they have an open factory. So when you go into their shop, you have the counter where you can see all the products, and on the top you can take some samples, and then if you look beyond, there is the actual factory where you can see things being made, which I always think is really cool to like really learn where your food is coming from. And then there's some seats, and they have coffee and things like that. I really like their sea salt chocolate, which I feel like is a bit of a boring choice to pick, because I guess a lot of the artisan chocolatiers are now doing sea salt, and it's always really good. So also from them, I love the bonbon, which is literally chocolate stuffed with chocolate, like multi-layered experience. Really, really good. That there, Jacques Torres makes really, really, really good spicy chocolate and really, really, really good spicy hot chocolate. I've never been to his exact store, but every year, in the fall, I believe it is, the Brooklyn Botanic Garden has the Chili Pepper Fiesta Festival, which you should look up and check out. Like, literally worth planning your trip around this festival. You pay $20, and then you enter this crazy world of spicy food, a million free samples of sauces and things like that. Plus you're in the Botanic Garden, which is beautiful. They also have a chocolate wonderland, which has spicy chocolate galore, including the Jacques Torres spicy hot chocolate, which is really cool. So yeah, it's really worth the $20 entry fee. You'll definitely buy stuff to bring home. Everything is really delicious. So yeah, hope you enjoyed these tips, and I will be bringing you a lot more videos in the future now that I actually have some cool video production stuff to work with.